What should have taken 5 minutes took 2 hours. I'm going to show you what failed and what worked. Why would you even want to do this in the first place? Why would you want to change or add code to Go High Level in order to add the pop-up? There's a lot of things that you may want to do and kind of change with Go High Level for a couple of reasons. One, you may want to really customize the look and feel of a funnel or website or something like that. Just really get in there, make it your own. Maybe have a gradient button, which is something that you cannot do with the normal Go High Level button element. So maybe you want to do that, or just have more control or be able to do something kind of out of the box. Something that people don't see every day with funnels or websites. You just don't want to rely entirely on the drag and drop elements that are inside of Go High Level. If you're able to kind of go in there and tweak things and tinker with things, play with things, it makes a world of difference, and you can make some really cool things whenever you add code to Go High Level. We've done some incredible things in the past. I can throw some examples up on screen of stuff that we've built out in Go High Level, just basically using this code, a lot of HTML, a lot of CSS, and some JavaScript in the past. My main goal here was to create a button and then have that button be coded so that it would open up my Go High Level pop-up. I figured, hey, Go High Level could probably do it because Builderall can do it, WordPress can do it, ClickFunnels can do it in a really easy way, just using a simple # open - pop-up or something like that. Super basic. So I figured for sure Go High Level could do it too, right? So I have used anchor links because that is one of the many things that work really well within Go High Level most of the time. For example, if you use an anchor link, let's say that you have your navigation and you have a how it works in the navigation, and you don't actually have a page for that, but you have a section on the same page, right, on the landing page for it. You can set it up so that if you click that button, you use an anchor link and it just sends people further down the page. Really nice to have in just basically any website, especially if it's a single page website. It kind of makes it feel like it's very professional. So I tried that. What it did was it added the #open pop-up to the URL, and that was it. The website didn't change at all. The pop-up didn't change at all or come up or do anything. Basically, the button just didn't work unless you were paying attention to the URL, where it quickly just popped up and said #open URL or #open pop-up. So I tried a variation of pop-up triggers, kind of like a fake button, if you will. So a button, like a coded button on top of a clear Go High Level button. So the thought process here was, hey, maybe if they can't see it and they click it, it still doesn't work. Beyond that, JavaScript event listeners were another thing that I went into. Basically where I said, if somebody clicks in this area, then I want you to open up the pop-up. Nope, still nothing. The last thing that I tried that I thought was going to be a winner, because I Googled it, Google's AI, so Gemini, whenever you search something, it pops up and tells you how to do something. It said that you could do it. And I was like, I don't know if I trust this. So I decided to go over to ChatGPT and ask the same question and see if it could give me an answer. And both of them said the same thing. So I was like, all right, I'm sold. We're going to try this. So what they told me to do was very simple, very straightforward. It was to get the pop-up ID. If you have the pop-up ID, then it's not a problem. All you have to do is just create a simple anchor link that can pull that up. So I'm like, all right, perfect. This is going to be super simple. So I spent 35 minutes going through my inspect element, every line of it, trying to find where this goes. So let me set the stage for you. What I did was I basically just took a regular button in Go High Level and I put it on my page. And then what I did was I made the trigger for that, or the action for that. Whenever somebody clicks on this, you're going to open the pop-up. Okay, so what I'm thinking in my head is whenever somebody clicks on this, it's enabling the pop-up, like opening the pop-up. Therefore, I should be able to go and look in this button code to see what the pop-up is that it's opening. And so that, for whatever reason, they have like 30-something lines of code in a button on Go High Level. No clue why. It's like nested 5 times. It's disgusting to look at this code. But I basically went through that and, just going line by line, going through everything, trying to basically find pop-up ID, and then just anything after that to give me any inkling of what the ID was. And oh my goodness, it was just not on there. I could not find it anywhere. So what I ended up doing is I took the whole section, I copied every single element, and I uploaded it to ChatGPT, and it came back and said, oh yeah, it's not in there. and then it proceeds to tell me it's not in there because it doesn't exist. Instead of doing this, you should do this other thing. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I spent so long on this one method. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you what I found, and I'm gonna tell you what I would do if I were in your shoes, or what I would do if I were in my own shoes 2 days ago when I did this. And that is very simple. Here's what you want to do. You want to use the Go High Level element that is the button, okay? Don't get rid of that. Don't code in a button. Don't do anything. Use that button, and you're going to be a little bit limited on what you can do, right? You can't go crazy with the customization. If you try to do a gradient button, it's going to override it with a solid color. Beyond that, you can add some cool little HTML, or not CSS, to the button to make it look cool, right? I'll show you it on screen. This is kind of how my button looks. It's not fancy like the other one was. The other one was insane. It had like reflections and like it glowed and, you know, it like hovered in place and all this other stuff. It doesn't do half that. It does have a bit of a reflection, you know, there's no gradient on it. It's pretty vanilla for the most part. But when you compare it to just kind of your standard Go High Level button, it definitely has a bit more pizzazz to it. I went through 2 hours of this, and you shouldn't have to do the same. Now, what I will say, something kind of cool, right? If you have to open the pop-up, you have to use the button element, build it out, add some code to it, totally fine. No problem. I mean, I will even walk you through how to use the code for it. Incredibly simple here, right? Step 1, we just create the button. Step 2, we go into the header section, and there's like custom code up there. Click that, drop your code in, hit save, and it's done. That's it. Okay, now if you're like, well, I don't really care if it's on the same page or like a pop-up necessarily. I don't mind if they click a button and go to another page, then you're in luck. I actually have done this a couple of times, and it works spectacularly, and the buttons look really cool. It just can't open the pop-up. That's the only limitation that you have to go through. You create an element that is code, and then in there you drop all of your stuff to create your button, okay? You create a really cool button. I'll hit save and then preview so that you can see what this button looks like. It looks really cool, okay? And then all you have to do is just basically have the href in the code here go to a different page. That's it. So if you're like, well, I want people to buy something, it doesn't necessarily have to be through the pop-up, and you want to send them to a second page, cool. You can do the full custom button, no problem. You're not going to run into any snags. If those are the 2 rules, if you're using a pop-up, you have to also use the Go High Level element button. If you're not using a pop-up and you're going to a different page, going to a calendar link, whatever else, you can custom code that button, no problem, 100% code. It's totally fine. We've done it with clients before. It's just opening the pop-up that is a pain. So save yourself some time, hopefully, because I spent it for you. If you're building inside of Go High Level and you're tempted to custom code everything, just remember this: not every part of the platform is meant to be replaced. Sometimes the fastest path is using the native tools and improving them, not fighting them. If you want more practical Go High Level tutorials like this, where I tested things so you don't have to, make sure you're subscribed. And if you want the full system I use, including templates, automations built on top of Go High Level, check the link below and enjoy.